It's the Golden Road TV show. Well, bridging the past with today for a better tomorrow.
Golden Road explores the intersection of arts, environment, culture, health, peace, justice, science, and technology, paving the road for positive social change.
It's the Golden Road TV show. It's the Golden Road TV show.
They'll be held to pay. Teeter had a deputy named James Reed. Well, they never did keep good company. Reed always had one hand on his gun. He belonged to the vigilantes. 601. How is that, Michael?
Richard, we're live. Play.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
All right, well, so as I was saying, the story about the first gunfight that made the news was between the sheriff and the deputy, right here in this building. In fact, there's still bullet holes in the floor that came from the saloon downstairs. And the gunfight happened because the sheriff got extremely frustrated with the murder that his deputy was getting away with. And that involved the Chinese. They put the railroad through, and when they were done, they just ran them out of town, or at least they tried. That didn't sit well with the sheriff. They never did see eye to eye, and then Reed is accused of a Chinatown fire. They went to trial, their reputation on the fence. Reed went free, lack of evidence. That really made him mad. And he's seeing double when that first shot rang. Reed jumped up, he drew a deadly aim. Teeter lay dying for bullets in his chest. The whiskey did the talking, you know, and pride did the rest. So from Russell Valley down to Boca Town, and no room for two kind of law in this town. Teeter started drinking at the Capitol Saloon. Reed walked in and there was trouble real soon. Well, the townspeople saw that the sheriff was really drunk, and in those days he could, and they disarmed him. The sheriff went back to his place, rearmed. He came back to take the law into his own hands. Well, Teeter lay dying, 4 bullets in his chest. The whiskey did the talking and the pride did the rest. You never know where you're gonna do when the law starts talking and the gun's aimed at you. So from Russell Valley down to Boca Town, and no room for two kind of law in this town. Teeter started drinking at the Capitol Saloon. Reed walked in and there was trouble real soon. And it all works out in the end because all the town folks gathered to lay Teeter in the clay. Reed went free, self-defense they say. He lived all alone, he never took a wife. He shot Jacob Teeter, sentenced lonely the rest of his life. So that was the start of a pretty short road, you know, a brave young man. So I'm told a 5.6 gun was all it takes. And that was his first and last mistake. All it takes is one first and last. All it takes is one first and last. All it takes is one first and last love. You know, is what the railroad, when they finished the railroad going over the summit here, everybody likes to think that it was Promontory Point where they drove the Golden Spike is what connected the east and the west. What really connected in this expansion west was Donner Summit. When they finished the railroad tracks up there and they were able to get over the summit, that was the real Golden Spike. And of course, after the Chinese helped them with that manual labor, chiseling through solid granite, and in one particular place, it's called Tunnel Number 6. It's a 1/4 mile of solid granite that they hammered and chiseled their lives away. And of course, when they were done, the vigilantes tried to run them out of town. I don't know how California lives with themselves after that one. They've had a lot of redemption. But here we go, Tunnel Number 6, the famous tunnel at the top of the summit here that is solid granite, 1/4 mile, that they just hammered and chiseled till they saw light at the end. It took 3 long years to drive that final spike. Nobody knows how many lost their lives. Sierra winter, 45 feet of snow. They never knew when the nitro would blow. From the Mississippi to the Pacific coast, they needed railroad tracks to connect them both. Most all agreed that it couldn't be done. But if you want to go west, you better find someone. And they did. They found an engineer named Judah. If you ever skied a Sugar Bowl, you know what Judah is. Well, it's more than a mountain peak. It's a man that was as big as a mountain and engineered the railroad going over the summit. Engineer named Judah said, "I'm your man. No, it won't be easy, but I got a plan." The Chinese labor built a great wall. No better people to answer the call. Tunnel Number 6, 1/4 mile long. It was solid granite, don't you get me wrong. They only chip away about 1 foot a day. Hammer and chisel your life away. They heard that nitro was stronger than dynamite. It had a nasty reputation, unexpected bite. At the Wells Fargo office, it killed 8 men. Blew up the city block, well, it could happen again. Tunnel Number 6, 1/4 mile long. It was solid granite, don't you get me wrong. Only chip away about 1 foot a day. Hammer and chisel your life away. There were 12,000 miners and some dynamite. They're working 24 hours, day and night. If the digging don't kill you, the nitro might. Or an avalanche in the middle of the night. Tunnel Number 6, 1/4 mile long. It was solid granite, don't you get me wrong. Only chip away about 1 foot a day. Hammer and chisel your life away. Well, they'd fill all the holes with nitro and dynamite. They'd light the fuse and run with all their might. You know, clear the tunnel and blow it up again. Over and over till there's light at the end. Over and over till there's light at the end. They did that over and over and over till there was light at the end. number 6, quarter mile long. It was solid granite, don't you get me wrong. Only chip away about a foot a day. Hammer and chisel your life away. I can still hear those hammer and chisels in my mind and just chipping away. Kind of like life today, you know. We have our own solid granite tunnels to get through. So speaking of tunnel number 6, tunnel number 6 is just right there above that bridge. And I remember as a kid coming up Donner's Summit with my parents, and the kids are all sitting in the back seat of the caddy in the early 50s. There was no Highway 80, and it was not a guarantee that you could always make it up over the hill. Cars were just not designed to make it over any summit at any given time. They'd overheat. So this is about me being in the back seat of my dad's old caddy coming right over that summit right there. I'm riding in the back seat, Dad's old car, rolling down the road, Donner seems so far. Highway 40, I got a ways to go. On that old highway we would ride, you know, a light passing by through the window side. Highway 40, I got a ways to go. Highway 40 was a way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. Highway 40 was a way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. With my head out the window, I could feel the breeze, sun shining bright through the tall pine trees. Highway 40, I got a ways to go. Well, you know, the closer to the summit the road gets steep, I smell the hot engine and the caddy overheats. Highway 40 was the way to go. Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat, ready to go. I said a Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat, ready to go. Well, on Donner Pass I would take a deep breath. The road to the lake and nearly scared me to death. Highway 40 was the way to go. I see the wooden train sheds and old wrecked cars, summer cabins and roadhouse bars. Highway 40, I got a ways to go. Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. After all them trips, I was never the same. Around every turn, my world would change. Highway 40, I got a ways to go. Well, I didn't know then it would never last. They built a Highway 80 and drive too fast. Highway 40 was the way to go. Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat and we're ready to go. I said a Highway 40 was the way to go. Us kids are in the back seat, ready to go. It's great to play a song like that right underneath a Michelle Erskine photo of the summit.
Life is good.
Yeah.
So stay around. We're going to have you perform another song here in a minute.
Okay.
But I would like to welcome everyone. You are watching the Golden Road TV show live. We're broadcasting from the high snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevadas here in Truckee, California. And we're glad that you're joining us not only on YouTube, but now we're broadcasting into 9 counties, including Sacramento County, Auburn-Placer County, Calaveras County, Amador County, Butte County, Shasta County, and Auburn-Placer and Nevada County. So thanks for joining in. We're here tonight presenting live from Art Truckee, which is a beautiful gallery and event space right here in downtown Truckee on Donner Pass Road. I'm your host, Michael DiMartino. Thanks for joining us. We have a great show. We usually start off with our theme song and some discussion, but we like to mix it up. You never know what you're going to get with the variety show. So thanks for joining in tonight. And we have a great show. We're going to have in just a few minutes the co-owner of this wonderful gallery and photographer and performer, who you'll see later, Michelle Erskine. We also have Jackie Chandler, who will be here on Being Green, talking about some of her work, including the Earth Gym. We have Stacy Angelo for Gift of Health, talking about her work with energy healing. We also have Wolf, who's here, who's going to be sharing a little bit of some flamenco and Latin music. And also Peter, who's going to be performing in just a little bit. So lots of music, so much talent in this community. So thanks for joining. Thanks for joining.
We got Mikey in this drum too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A great addition. I love that.
I took some creative liberties
it's
tonight.
Some spontaneity here. That's the way it works.
I appreciate your history though, because a lot of us don't know a lot what you speak. The music is beautiful, but culturally, you're given a history, because some of us are out of town. So it's nice to hear the history about a lot of things. We get one story in the books, but when you hear it live from a person, and that's how stories were told long ago through music and drum, and it made the attention span. So it's beautiful that you're doing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's all real stuff. So it's
exactly. It's beautiful, man. Thank you.
And one thing that we need to mention too is that this stage that we're on was built in 1870. This is the historical Capitol Theater, where dancing girls would perform on here that were coming to Virginia City via sailing around the Horn to San Francisco, and they would take a wagon and they would stop, or a stage, and they would stop here in Truckee, and they would do their performances right here on the stage, and then they would make their way to Virginia City. People like
Lola Montez, perhaps.
yes, well, definitely
Fire
Lola
dancer,
Montez.
right? You've heard of her.
Yep.
And I even heard a rumor the other day that Charlie
Charlie Chaplin has been on this stage. He filmed after the gold rush right out here in the Truckee area.
So, start a day for your history. Go to TV Star today.
All right.
There you are.
Wow.
Right.
All right, Richard.
We were waiting to get this. I thought it was going to be somebody. You go to Star today because the story. Start a day, go to TV.
That's pretty easy when I started first, though. You haven't seen the rest.
That's research.
We don't give that out easily.
Not easy. You know how long it took? Oh my God. Start day.
Wow.
So,
what an honor.
so lots more to come. So let's do this. I want to thank Rory from Tahoe Truckee Community Television coming here to be our production manager tonight and help to get the live stream broadcast. Enough talk. There'll be more of that in a few minutes, but let's get back to some music with Richard Blair, and then after that we're going to get DJ Power in the mix, and we're going to have again Michelle Erskine up for a little discussion about her photography and her work here in Truckee through this great establishment called Art Truckee.
Get to do one with my star.
There you go.
Well, I guess suppose the evening wouldn't be complete without doing a song about the Donner Party. And the first thing that comes to everybody's mind about the Donner Party is the history that they hear, and it's like, oh my God, it's even hard to say. It's not dinner conversation. But that's the first thing that comes into everybody's mind is what happened to them. But what I like to celebrate is that they came here in a pioneering spirit to find a better life. And that's what this song is about. You'll see that it's a little bit of a sing-along. They left Independence, Missouri on wagons that were bigger than most. Padded seats, they had springs. It took a team of 8 last to leave. They shouted westward ho. They were on the New California Trail. It's 1846. The wagons hauled
Sing 'em on. Roll on wagons, roll. Yeah, roll on wagons, roll. Well, you know that Hastings had a shortcut. You know, it seemed like it made perfect sense. And if they just make it through the Wasatch Range, you know the angels know where they went. And then the wagons rolled into Fort Bridger, but the guy they'd hired was long gone. A lot of mistakes were made on the trail, and they decided to go on along. But they were singing, ho, ho, westward ho, 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 wagons roll, ho, ho, westward ho, roll on wagons roll, now roll on wagons roll. You know, I know it was late October when they finally found that Truckee River Trail. Well, half of them made it to Donner Lake. At Alder Creek, the last wagon failed. Now the first to go were the oxen. There was nothing left to eat. There's no turning back, and there's no way ahead. And they started to count up the dead, singing ho, ho, westward ho, 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 wagons roll, ho, ho, westward ho, roll on wagons roll, now roll on wagons roll. I know that you all know the rest of the story. Man, that must have been a pretty tough time. Somehow it seemed they were doomed from the start, and they were just trying to start a new life, singing ho, ho, westward ho, 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 wagons roll, ho, ho, westward ho, roll on wagons roll, now 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 just roll on wagons roll.
All right, and we're back. Again, thank you so much, Richard Blair, Streets of Truckee. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Golden Road TV show. I'm your host, Michael DiMartino, and we're broadcasting every Sunday night now as a 2-hour live stream. We not only broadcast on YouTube, but we broadcast into 9 counties around the Sierra Nevadas and the foothills, including all the way from Sacramento up to Mount Shasta. And we always like to start with a little bit of history from wherever we're broadcasting from. And not only are we going to talk about history tonight, but we had the pleasure to be able to listen to really the living history of Truckee through the words and the music of Richard Blair. So again, Richard, thank you again so much.
It's an honor.
All right. Well, I will say that we did a broadcast a couple months ago here from the Truckee Donner Community Arts Center. It was a great evening with lots of performers, but over the last couple months, we've been in communication with our next guest, and we think we found a space that could really work well, because not only is it a great space, a historic space, but it's also a wonderful gallery and event center, and it's also facilitated and co-owned and run by our next guest, who I'll introduce in a moment. I'm going to build some suspense. But we're really happy and honored to be able to be here tonight at Art Truckee here on Donner Pass Road in downtown Truckee. And I'm very happy and honored to introduce our next guest, gallery owner, photographer, performer. What did I miss something yet? Michelle Erskine. So give a nice round of applause for Michelle. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good, good. Yeah. So just looking around and of course seeing this beautiful photo that you took up with the Rainbow Bridge, it's very obvious that you're keeping busy.
Yes, absolutely. Between all the events that we have here and my photography business, very busy.
Right. I was just looking at this great photo and write-up featured in the Truckee.com Visitor's Guide. Quite impressive. So, give us a little insight into a day in the life of Michelle Erskine and what you do.
Yeah. Well, Truckee, first of all, is my favorite place on the planet. Moving here was the best thing that I ever could have done. Now I get to come to work in this beautiful art gallery with my partner David, and Tim and Frank, excuse me, are also here in the space. And we have events. We host open mic. So on a let's say on a given Friday, you can come in. The bar is always open. Have a glass of wine.
Wow.
Listen to some really, really great local talent, and see the sunset. You know, it's a really great place to live.
So let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
How did you end up in Truckee?
Well, I moved here January of 2003, and I just loved Truckee. Grew up coming here on vacation, and decided that it was the place that I wanted to be. So,
Are you a winter sports enthusiast?
Absolutely. I snowmobile, ski, anything on the snow. Given is
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
love
perfect place to do it. You had great snow this year too. I heard you had like a 30-foot snowpack in some areas.
Yeah,
so
that's
pretty
probably
impressive.
right.
I live just down below in Nevada City. We're only about 3,200 feet. You're up about 7,000 feet here?
Probably just below that.
Just below that?
Yeah.
All right. So you have this great gallery. So you moved to Truckee. You came here as a child. Obviously, this is a huge endeavor, both creative and business-wise. So what really put you over the edge to decide to open up this amazing gallery? And I will say this too, when I was here visiting a few months ago, I did video of a lot of the different venues and shops and some of the different places that had live music, and I was really taken by not just the quality of art, but the whole feeling that you have being here. This represents the community. So what really inspired you to make the decision, okay, we're gonna open a gallery and not just be the photographer or the artist or performer?
Right. Well, we really wanted to create an artist space, so it's literary, visual, and performing arts.
So you have poetry.
Right.
And
poetry and wine, dancing, comedians, a whole spectrum of arts, and we wanted to create a space where people can just show up and just decide that they want to have a jam session and have a whole bunch of percussion, or you know, kind of a spur of the moment open mic type situation. So just a space where people felt welcome.
Well, thus we have all, look at the drums and the piano and plenty of music in the sound system. So yeah, congratulations, because I know myself as an artist and also someone to administrate it, it takes a lot of heart and a lot of commitment and follow through. So thank you for that. Okay, so what came first, the chicken or the egg, the photography or the gallery?
Oh, well, absolutely the photography. I've been doing photography 20 plus years, and professionally since 2003. When I moved here, I got my first job as a professional photographer, and in 2004 really jumped into it, started photographing people, and then about 5 years later started doing landscapes, which is my absolute favorite thing to do, is landscape photography, just to be at the top of a mountain at sunrise. And then I met David, who owned Art Obsessions, and became an artist in his gallery. And about a year and a half ago, we decided to open this place together.
What do you think? Beautiful space, right?
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Golden Road TV show. We're broadcasting live Sunday, June 25th, 6 to 8 p.m. in downtown Truckee at Art Truckee. I want to encourage you, not only are we here broadcasting, but we really want to focus on the gallery space and what they're doing here for the community anyway. So we kind of got 2 or 3 birds with one stone. And little do we know that we're also going to be blessed with a live performance later with you and Heather.
Yes.
Right? Fantastic. So if people are interested in coming to the open mic or maybe exhibiting here or just one of your events, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, we do have our website, arttruckee.com. However, our Facebook page is a lot more up-to-date, interactive, lots of videos, lots of photographs. They can go back and they can see previous things that we've done. They can see, like the open mics I usually stream live. So there's a lot of things you can do on Facebook. Our Art Truckee Facebook page is probably a better option.
And you're also telling me, so let's do this. I know in a few minutes we're going to have Peter up to perform, but while he's getting ready, I just wanted to share a little bit because you also told me that you are not only a member of the chamber, but you've done some significant things that have kind of milestones of achievement. You want to share a little bit about that?
Right. Well, when I moved to Truckee, like I said, I just fell in love with being here. So 12 years ago, I became an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce. And
should I be saluting? Or? All right.
Basically, that just means I work for free and you know, welcome all the business owners. And then I became a board member of the Downtown Association and just really wanted to serve my community, the community that is the best place on earth to live. So.
Next to Nevada County.
The Downtown Association, the same one that we have in Grass Valley, that on the hill right there by the movie theater.
Yeah.
I met these young ladies there. I go by there and I said, hey, I want to meet you guys. We do Golden Road. This was 2 months ago. I said, somebody I need to interview here. They were like shy. One of the ladies there was shy, but she said, I have a representative. The same association is right on the hill.
Well, there's a lot of
bike shop.
Yeah, there's a lot of downtown
Safeway.
Associations. There's a
They
lot
go
of
by Safeway.
Yeah, there's a lot of downtown associations, and actually Golden Road just recently joined the Truckee
Keep
Chamber.
the businesses together.
Yeah.
The businesses operate with each other and all. I'm familiar with that because I operate with that with hip hop medicine.
Tell us a little bit about. We're going to have you DJ in just a few minutes, but tell us a little bit of what you're doing with hip hop medicine.
Hip hop medicine is a healing factor. We feel as though rap music came in and invaded. That's the business that came to our culture. And everybody in the culture is not about the business. Everybody's not signed to a major label. Everybody's not in rap videos dancing around and all this and that. So there has to be a other side. Like I was just, going through some of my music about health and all. We could talk about Hennessy and all this malt liquor and all this food and fried chicken. We can talk about all that, sponsors. We can't talk about kale. We can talk about working out. You can talk about green life. In the same context, we do whole albums. People know me for hardcore. I'm not a role model, you know what I mean? Like, we just did, you ever get to Grandmaster Caz, Netflix to get down, like, we've been messing with this, for real. And we started hip hop, we're the Zulu Nation. Big up to all the members. All I'm saying is this. There's another side, it's a culture, it's not rap business. It's not corporate. And we get a lot of bad rap for that. So hip hop medicine is about showing the other side. You go to hiphopmedicine.com and you see, I'm an anger management counselor. I have a degree, master's degree in psychology. I have LEs beyond that, life experience credits, CLEP exams, the works. Veteran, like I'm somebody with that. And I don't dress like this to be young. This is how we started. What I'm saying is this, there's another side to this culture and we represent that side. DJ classes, July 8th for adults in anger management counseling, Data Healing. We're about peace and bringing that about. Big up to my younger brother, TC Islam. Peace.
So let's do this. Since we have DJ Power here, and he's part of Hip Hop Medicine, which is very conscious, lyrical-based music.
Here we go.
And he's really doing what this show is committed to. It's about building community, raising awareness. And highlighting and showcasing some of what I call
holistic
kind of the
life, man.
The holistic.
We challenge the pharmaceutical world.
Yeah, and the environmental things that are happening here. So let's see this. I think we have something queued up. You got something on the turntables
always
there?
Got something and it's gonna be different. And I got whoa, that's like, see, that's how live it is. That's how live. Now let's get the levels right. We are at a beautiful space, man. Truckee top, like, I'm seeing some artwork here that is like, wow.
Come back and interview you
People,
for a minute or
if you
two,
want to
then
come
we'll
see
have-
some artwork, if you think you're in Manhattan, Soho, I'm from New York City. I feel like I'm in Soho right now. Like, I'm only here, not even a year yet. June 28th will make a year. I have my anniversary party. Golden Road TV. Let's get it, DJ Flower. World Beatniks. Let's go. Go down to the World Beatniks. World Fest. Now all my sock dancers out there, every week, you know, we tear up our houses, all our children, the DJ Power go to Road TV. Let's go. Come on. If you mess up with your wife, let him talk for you. I get too excited, Mikey. That's all. I just get too excited. It's hard to turn it down.
That's all right.
Turn it down for what?
We're in the high country.
Love you, man.
So, so we have just another minute before she gets ready for her performance in a little bit, but we're talking live on the air with Michelle Erskine. We're here at Art Truckee. So again, if people want to get more information about Art Truckee, the events, you have your Facebook page, just give them a little synopsis of what a month of programs look like here and how they would get in touch with you.
Right. Well, we have some that are reoccurring monthly and then some that are different each month. So we have open mic the first and third Friday of each month. We have a songwriters open mic that's specifically for people that write their own music. We have chocolate and wine pairings. We have a poetry and wine class. We do, we're partnered with the Painted Vine and they do painting classes.
Painting and wine, right?
Painting and wine.
I saw that
yes,
somewhere.
There's
actually
a running
Auburn.
theme here.
Yep. Wine.
Lots of
Good.
wine. Yes,
Good.
we have a beer and wine bar. However, we are not a bar.
Right.
Wine
Yes.
is nice. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Great. So again, I want to thank you for coming on the show and congratulate you on this amazing endeavor that you're doing successfully. We're really happy to be broadcasting from here tonight. And also not just to have you on the show, but really to be able to showcase what you're doing as a hub for our community and wine.
Yeah. So can I just say thank you to David and Tim and Frank for being so awesome and special and for joining me in this effort.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks.
So I know you're friends. Maybe we'll give you the honor of introducing our next performer, since I'm sure he's graced the stage here before.
Yes.
And we get to listen to some music now with Peter. So.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Peter DiMattei.
Oh my God.
The pressure's on.
We got it?
Do we stay here?
Well, we're going to do a little song here.
that was Oakmont Lieber. I hope I can do it justice right now. Don't know what's going to come out of everything here, so we're going to go. Okay, I'm gonna sing one. It's not my best thing in the world. I normally play with a gal named Bridget Stockham. She's my music partner. She's not here tonight. But we're gonna get through it without her. See, I can't remember. I'm an old woman named after my mother. My old man's another child's grown old. His dreams were thunder, lightning were desire. This old house of fun, long time ago. Make me an angel, lies from Montgomery. Make me a poster, old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. When I was a younger, had me a cowboy. He wasn't much to look at, just a free rambling man. Ah, but that was a long time. No matter how I try, the years just go by, broken down man. Make me an angel, eyes from Montgomery. Make me a poster, old rodeos. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Flies in the kitchen, I can hear them buzzing. I ain't done nothing, woke up today. I'm a healthy person, go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, nothing to say. Make me an angel, lies from Montgomery. Make me a poster, old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Thank you. I was kind of hoping Michael would come up and play a little samba beat for me. But we gotta wait a little second here, so we're gonna do. So we'll do a little filler here. That was Beethoven. He's on it. The original rock star. Hang on, I gotta get us to a little something here. There it is. Okay.
So let's say this, in case you're just tuning in. You're watching a live performance from Art Truckee here, live from downtown Truckee with Peter DiMattei. Did I say it right?
That's correct.
All right. I'm a DiMartino, so I kind of, figured it out a little bit.
So we're gonna play a little samba jam. I sort of wrote this tune a little bit a long time ago, but then I sort of just recently finished it. So it's just gonna feel like this.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me out there, buddy. That was great.
Peter DiMattei, we get another one? One or two, what do you think?
You want to play another one?
Do one more and I'll join you on the last one. Okay. All right.
Well, I don't really know what to do here. If I'm going to do one more, so I'm going to make it out. This is a famous one. Everybody gives me a bad time. I play it all the time. But it is what it is.
All right, Peter DiMonte. Peter, thank you so much. Beautiful. What do you think? Wine, great music. All right. Truckee, what a great town. So great to be here. Awesome. So we're now going to have our next guest. And again, if you're just tuning in or maybe you're new to the show, this is the Golden Road TV show. And we broadcast every week a 2-hour live stream show. Not just on YouTube where you might be watching, but also into 9 counties, including Truckee, Tahoe, including Nevada County, Calaveras County and Amador County, Sacramento County, Auburn and Placer, Butte County, all the way out to Chico, and also in Shasta County. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And the next part of the show, since we focus on arts, culture, history, we like to focus on health and environment. Our next guest is a local practitioner through Synergy Arts here. I had the honor of talking with her just about a week ago on the phone after being in communication with them. We actually had some guests on the show when we were at the Truckee Donner Community Arts Center. We had some of the folks from Synergy Arts over talking about gift of health and things you can do in your own life to enjoy a better quality of life. But tonight we have something a little different, and I feel better just having her sit next to me. So I'm being healed just sitting here playing music with Peter and enjoying the great clean air and the high Sierra Nevada altitude. But we have on Gift of the Health tonight, we have our guest who is works with spiritual and energetic healing, correct?
Yes.
And would like to put your hands together and welcome to the show, Stacy Angelo.
No problem.
All right, welcome. All right. So before we go back, and I want to find out what brought you to this area, because I think there's a real interesting parallel story that's occurring for a lot of us who find ourselves in this area right now. But let's go back to how you got involved, or your first exposure to energetic or spiritual healing.
Actually, when I lived here about 18 years ago, I used to be a firefighter, smoke jumper, EMT, and I also worked at SQA as a snowboard coach, and I got injured actually at SQA and ended my career as a firefighter. And
How did you get injured?
I actually used to driving the big snowcats, and I was climbing in and slipped and ended up herniating discs in my neck and tearing all the muscles in my back and creating me to be paralyzed for about a month. But it was just in a time frame where it ended my career. So,
well, sometimes, they say the path of the wounded healer. Mm-hmm. The things that happen to us that we learn to heal becomes the wisdom that we can now apply later. All right, so you got injured, and then what happened?
And then I ended up getting deathly ill with Crohn's, and it was due to the depression, all the medication, being bedridden, and I'm a very active person. I ride dirt bikes, street bikes, I hike, I do anything and everything. I'm just constantly out there. So to be laid up and lose everything, it just took me down. And I actually ran from this area going, I lost everything, I'm gone. But ironically, when I was in that deep depression as well as that illness where it almost killed me, I started seeing, feeling, knowing things that I'm just going, what is this? How do I know that what that person's feeling right there?
Well, what I'm intuiting, it really sounds like almost a near death, or at least a death of your ego or how you perceived yourself and your values, right?
Everything. I had to start all over.
Reinvent yourself.
Exactly. It took me many years of trying to search that through. I was a flight attendant. I worked up on the Arctic Ocean as a security guard. I did it all just trying to
worked on
who
the
I was.
Burr.
Yeah, it was fun.
Not much different from here in the wintertime, I'm sure.
Oh, -80 was the coldest I've seen.
-80. Oh, Burr. Well, we're sweating today here. I think a comfortable 90 or so here. Okay, so go ahead.
I ended up getting sick. I almost died 5 times throughout my lifetime, but I got deathly ill with parasites, and I happened to live in Arizona. And Arizona is a big mecca for healing groups and communities, and I actually was introduced to some teachers that could hone in on my own abilities that I didn't know how to utilize. Even though I knew I could do things, I just didn't have the guidance on how to do it. So with that, I learned to heal myself, and they taught me some of their trades, but then I started getting downloads from higher sources of how to do the work that I do, and each individual I work with is very different every time.
Wow.
But
What a story.
Yeah. So
I hate to gloss over that. There's so much content there. We might have to have you back again. Okay, so you went through these five death experiences. Are you a Leo?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. I was gonna say you might have part cat. I think you got 4 more to go. But I'm a Taurus too. When's your birthday?
May 18th.
All right, I'm the 14th. Taurus power. Okay, so so you went through these experiences and you were getting these done. What part of Arizona?
I was in Flagstaff.
Oh, what years?
Oh gosh, I just moved here about 2.5 years ago, so 4 years I was there.
I lived in Flagstaff from 1989 to about 94. And of course, at that point, Sedona was just becoming a mecca for the New Age movement, and people were becoming more aware of energetic healing and spiritual healing, and the idea of chakras and our energy bodies and stuff. So, okay, so what happened? You're in Arizona.
I had my neck is all titanium, and I have movement that is physically impossible to move around the way I do. In that area, I learned, like I said, to heal myself. And within 3 months, I went from 12 years of chronic pain to no pain at all. And I've been out of pain for 7 years. And I'm 42, I ride dirt bikes, I do crazy things. I get injured, I heal overnight. And so what I do is I try to teach my clients how to heal themselves.
Wow. I'm almost in tears over it. I don't even know what to I think for the first time in the show, I'm kind of a little stunned on your story. So, but you know, the idea with this part of the show, of course, is Gift of Health, and we like to bring in people who not only share their experiences, but can share some insights, some practical tips of what we can do in our own life to enjoy a better quality of life. So as you're getting these downloads and experiences and applying it to your life, how could you see that benefiting, or what information or what maybe tidbits of knowledge could you offer to our viewers of things that they could do? And we're going to get to where you are now and how people can connect with you personally, but things that they could do at home in the convenience and comfort of the house to have a better quality of life.
Well, the main thing with healing that I've learned across the board with all my clients is learning to love yourself more. And we all think that we love ourselves, oh, I do this for myself, da da da. There's some mechanism within ourselves that's our unconscious, that's constant record just telling us, no, you're not good enough, oh, you need to do better, oh, it's always self-sabotaging. So what I find with every injury, no matter what it is, there's some emotional baggage to it. Sometimes it's in our DNA, sometimes it's in our cellular memory, sometimes it's something we've been handed down from our families. What I've learned with all that is just learning to release it and let it go, don't hold on to it, and then just bringing that love right into yourself and just really, you know, showing up for yourself. And that's a big thing.
And that's such a great point, because we really do all have patterning, whether it's our genetics or maybe our influence from our family or influence of the environment we grew up with, and of course the influence of media and propaganda and what's sold to us as consumers, and many times putting profit before people and the quality of life.
Exactly.
So you also have a very, if I may say, a healthy aura. You're very golden here in Gold Country, so you must be taking secret baths in gold pools or something. Or
well, I was in both all day jet skiing and dirt biking today, so.
Fantastic.
It's the sunshine.
And so how did you end up back in Truckee?
Well, I never expected to come back, because like I said, I ran from here scared to death after losing everything. And I just had a friend that was like, hey, come visit. And I just ended up staying. And actually Scott at Synergy was like, hey, you know, if you come up this way, we'll find work with you and you can work out of our office. And that's what prompted me to get up here.
And what is Synergy for people here? Maybe you're in the community or watching from one of the surrounding counties, that if you're up here, you can tap into what's happening with this new holistic healing arts center.
So Synergy is a PT office mainly. We have a couple of different acupuncturists there, and then they have me as doing the healing energy work, where I deal with the emotional aspect of the injury that's going on.
Wow. Okay, so last question. Again, we could go on forever, but we have more guests coming up. We have Wolf is going to come and perform some music for us. We also have Jackie Chandler for Being Green, and we're going to have our grand finale with the co-owner of the gallery, Michelle Erskine, and Heather will do a performance of some belly dance. So plenty more to come, and we try to keep it moving here at Golden Road. We are a variety show, so you never know what's going to come up next. But really, our primary focus is always arts, culture, history, health, the environment, and sometimes we do some discussion on some of the peace and justice work that is happening or needs to happen in the world, especially under this current administration, which of course is having a profound effect on independent media of all things and also net neutrality. So this show was born last August. We did 3 shows from the historic Nevada Theater in Nevada City. It's a 150-year-old theater. The stage there was graced by people like Samuel Clemens, Jack London, Lola Montez, the known spider dancers, and many others. But we birthed the show to try to bring a real focus, an in-depth focus on the amazing individuals and organizations that are in this area that never or hardly ever get represented on mainstream or corporate media. So we broadcast this show live every week into, again, 9 counties on cable. We broadcast on YouTube, and then we take the audio, and we also play the show on KUBU in Sacramento, and I'm also a broadcaster at KVMR. And now, starting this week, we're podcasting. So I'm saying this not to be redundant, but to really impart the gravity of the show, the people we have on the show that are essential contributors to our community. And not only that, but becoming a resource and a hub for conscious information of what's happening here around not just Gold Country, but the Sierra Nevadas, the foothills, Sacramento, and really all the way up to Shasta County. So someone walks into Synergy. What happens? You put your hands on their head? Do they stand in a vortex generator? Or do they lay on a table?
Well, actually, with each individual, main people come to me is for spinal injuries and neck injuries and concussions. And I'm a no-touch therapy. I'm able to psychically see what's going on in the spine, like press disc, bone spurs, different things going on.
Osteoporosis.
All that. And
stenosis. Yeah. The list.
It goes on.
Yes.
And I'm actually able to be a great alternative to chiropractic. I can psychically, with through thought, just put your spine back into alignment without any type of touch manipulation. And I'm actually working with you on the emotional aspect of why the body is tearing itself apart. Versus just let's just slam it back into place and hope it stays.
we can be our own worst enemy, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm always trying to find out, okay, are you only here for the physical, or do you want to go deeper and let's go into the spiritual of learning the truth of who you are versus the ego mind, like I had breaking down of who I thought I was.
Well, it's amazing because all the guests we have here on Gift of Health, healing has really become a whole quantum thing of visualizing, co-creating the reality, the spirit, the mind, the body, the emotional body that you want, and people taking responsibility of themselves and their own healing process. And many times the universe
does things to kind of whap you. I call it the 2x4 of like, are you listening yet? Are you going to learn? And if you don't, it's
so listen or duck a lot.
Yeah.
That gets tired. That's also not
I
good.
obviously had to learn a lot harder.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much. You are very effervescent. You've lit up the stage with your golden aura and presence. So thank you so much. If people want to get more information, how do they find you?
If you want to find me, my website is stacyangelo.com, and that's with a W. I'm also on Facebook and just started Instagram. I have a new marketer that's getting me all put together on that part. So
that's a whole other full-time job. All right. So Stacy Angelo, Synergy Arts, located here in Truckee, California. Check it out. They're really in action, utilizing a lot of these healing techniques that are part of this new paradigm. So thank you so much for being on the show, and really appreciate it. All right, so the next part of the show is called Being Green. And on this part of the show, we like to focus around people who are working specifically with the environment, not only as activism, but people who are working with the natural world. And that can range anything from artists, again, to activists. So tonight, I'm very happy to have another local resident here on the show. We're broadcasting live from Art Truckee here in historic Truckee, California. You probably just heard the train go by a few minutes ago as it rolled down the main street here in Truckee. So the next part is Being Green, and I'm really happy to have on the show someone I met almost a year ago through Trails and Vistas and my work with Nancy. Which is a presentation of performers out in natural landscapes. But I'm very happy to welcome to the show tonight She does a lot of things. We're going to talk about that, but we have Jackie Chandler. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, and how are you? You got your mic on, right?
I'm grateful.
Okay, great. All right, so welcome to the show. I think what was interesting when I first met you, you were telling me a little bit about this thing you created, the Earth Gym.
Right, the Earth is the gym. It's where squirrels train, and they're not diabetic, and they don't have obesity, and all the wildlife trains, and everything we have comes from the earth, and part of that is a gym where we can stretch and tone with sticks and stones. So when we go outside, we feel at home and never alone.
That's a slogan right there.
That's right.
You probably have heard that before.
Well, I mean...
Is that your official?
Our culture grew up with sticks and stones can break your bones and words will never hurt you. And so as we're realizing that we've lost our relationship with the land, the water, and the air we all share, the new cultural song is stretch and tone with a stick or a stone. So when you go outside, you feel at home, and words can heal or destroy you.
Right, as what Stacy was sharing just a little while ago. Right.
So it's not.
So you go out, and what do you do? If you take people out?
I take people. Well, Mick Dodge and I co-created this about 25 years ago, and then he ended up being on a National Geographic TV show, The Legend of Mick Dodge, and so it got international attention, and now people, mostly because of the TV show and the classes I taught at Sierra Nevada College, where they don't have a gymnasium. So I said, you don't need a gymnasium, you have the earth. The earth is the gym. And so I taught the students just with simple sticks how you could move and stretch your body, and how stones are weights, and you can move with dance movements with the weights and throw them and drop them, and it doesn't matter because you're not inside a gym, there's no glass. You're just reflecting on your own relationship with nature, and it's very sacred.
Very zen too, yeah.
Yes, and then we have straps and ropes we put around trees, and we climb up the trees and we stretch with the ropes, and it's very simple. Anybody can do it. There's no cost. We all have membership. We just forgot. And so the practice is, if we can remember and recover and restore our relationship with our sacred relationship with the land, water, and air that we all share, that we will move into a more harmonious relationship with this beautiful water planet.
Wow,
and that's the goal.
Great way to look at it too. You don't necessarily have to have a gym membership to stay young and stay fit and be healthy and stretch and work out. And
exactly. And the whole thing is about the touch. So Mick became famous because he became known as the Barefoot Sensei, because his foot, to heal his foot, he had broken feet and a broken heart, and he realized one night when he was reading about the binding of feet by the Chinese women, foot binding, that he had his feet in casts by this time from military accidents. And so he ripped off the casts and he stuck them deep into the old growth forest, rainforest, into the dirt. Wow. And he made a commitment from that moment on that he would walk with the earth until his feet felt no pain. And it took a while, but he healed with the earth, and then he started listening to the earth, and he started bringing those transmissions back, and together we formed up and started translating what the earth, the trees, the water, the wildlife was saying, and that we turned off those receptors because we have 8 senses, not just 5.
And it's very interesting because I get the sense of what you're talking about isn't just a physical workout, but it's very much like yoga.
Very mindful.
And of course, yoga means union. So if you're out in the natural world, we're not, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we know a lot of us spend time on our smartphones, our phones, on our computers. Now, no matter where we go, we're inundated constantly with electromagnetic fields from Wi-Fi, from satellites. So it's really important in this yoga, this union, like you're saying, to go out and to exercise, but also to be away from the technology and recalibrate your vibration to that of the natural world.
Okay, so try this. If you get a voltmeter, you can see how much positive charge you accumulate through the electronics, all the things that you're talking about. And if you either barefoot or sit, but better barefoot on earth, on the grass for 20 minutes, you will pull it all out and the negative ions will balance. And you can balance your body, and you can pull out all the positive charge accumulates, and it can create free radicals. And those can start breaking down your immune system. I mean, if you think about it, when I teach a class, I ask students, what is the greatest difference between inside a building and outside on the earth? And there's a lot of things you can think of. Well, there's fresh air, there's this and that. But the greatest is that outside, everything is alive and growing, and you had nothing to do with it. It's all alive and growing. It knows exactly how to grow in harmony. The only life inside a building is what you bring, and maybe some bacteria. Your feet have 200,000 nerve endings on the bottom of your feet. And when you hook that in to the mothership, you are getting programmed, and it starts affecting how you think, how you eat, how you move, how you breathe, your thoughts, because habits are formed in habitat. And so when you put that natural relationship back and you follow your feet so the earth can teach, and you pull the wisdom from the water, from the wind, from the things that we are the wind, we are the water, you reconnect that, you restore that, you can make sense of this insane cultural story and realize this is just all illusion. This is just a holodeck that has a bad program.
Well, it's great because what you're talking about reminds me of a little bit of my experience. Our next live musician who's going to come up and get set up here in a minute, we have Wolf Schaefer. He had a summer solstice event, and I got the invitation. It said summer solstice bonfire. Now I live in Nevada County where it's been 102, so I'm thinking, wow, what are they smoking or drinking up in Truckee? There's going to be a bonfire. Well, lo and behold, I got here. I was greeted by an hour of rain. And within moments, the temperature went down to 52, 53 degrees. And upon arrival, I was blessed with witnessing an amazing, I believe it was a brown bear, it wasn't a black bear. I don't think we have grizzlies here.
No, we don't have grizzlies, we have black bears. They can look brown, they can be blonde, but they're the black bear species, which is, in the line of dogs. There's dogs way fiercer than our little bears.
Well, it was just really nice to come up here. My cell phone didn't work, I left everything at the car. I brought a drum, and I spent a wonderful evening with Wolf Schaefer and Peter DiMattei. I get it right? All right, cool. And Michelle and other people I got to meet in the community, and just really be around the fire and just get in touch with that natural, relaxed way of connecting without all the technology. And it's really something we've lost. Now, I know your philosophy and what you do with the Earth Gym. You also are a designer, and some of those concepts influence what you do. Can you share a little bit what you do with the Earth Gym?
Well,
Excuse me, with your designs.
Okay, that's okay. I call myself a primal designer, because how I design is I have to feel the fit. There's drafting where, designers make patterns, and I know how to do that too. I was a manufacturer for many years in Santa Barbara, that's where I'm from. And then there's draping. And draping is where you just put something up on a mannequin and you just start to move like that with it. And so my specialty is in leather, and I use the hides to help guide me as to what I can build from this. And so again, on the TV show, the Nat Geo, The Legend of Mick Dodge, I created the clothing that he wears that became the brand. And so that also, since I started designing when I was 16, so I've been doing this a long time, and I had a small design. Well, I had 25 people working for me in Santa Barbara. I was in all the major markets. I was a high-end boutique designer.
So how did you, besides the obvious, how did you end up in Truckee?
Well, from Santa Barbara, I married someone that worked at the Lawrence Livermore Lab, who actually won the equivalent of a Nobel Peace Prize for designing the fastest computer in the world. It simulates nuclear weapon testing, so we don't have to blow up Nevada. So that was
that's a paradox.
That was my ex-husband. I know.
Okay.
So I married
the pendulum swings.
Well, we met on a meditation course, and I don't know. So anyway, I had 2 daughters. Ended up there. Things fell apart really bad, and I lost the marriage, the business, and then I got a job that led me to another job that was located in Incline Village. I'm actually on the Nevada side.
There's like a theme here tonight. I'm sensing this area is kind of magnetically pulling people into it, which is interesting because there's actually, how many people have heard of Edgar Cayce? Anybody?
Come on.
No one?
Everybody.
Oh, come on. All right. Fake it if you haven't anyways. It sounds good on TV. But Edgar Cayce was known as a sleeping prophet, and he made hundreds of predictions, the majority which proved to be true. One of his predictions were, in one of his dreams, he saw a city on a hill, and it was emitting this golden light. And through a series of dreams, he called it the City of Light, or City of Golden Light on the Hill. Well, come to find out in a later dream, he actually came to name the Nevada City area as a place where people were going to be drawn here from all over the world because of not only the gold and the geomantic energy and the biomagnetic energy, but people are going to come here and have new ways of experiencing life. They're going to create a new paradigm of art, culture, music, and do a lot of things that would have a great impact on the world. So here we are.
There it is. We're in the Renaissance. And you know what happens with every Renaissance? I mean, sometimes they think technology will save us, all these things will save us. Only our imagination will save us. It is literally art and our imagination that will inspire the innovation that will move us forward. And then when lines form, business follows. And so absolutely we are in a renaissance right now, and it's shifting everything as we remodel the architecture of our culture, which is so
and ourselves,
cool.
our whole
exactly.
physiology,
which
right?
is why it's so important.
Don't look.
To,
don't look. I'm going to have to wear like a X-ray plate next time. When I'm around Stacy now, I'm like, oh, she can see everything. Anyways,
this is true.
So
that's why it's more important than ever to get grounded, with the earth,
and be transparent, right?
And respect
generate our light body.
That's right.
So we have about another 20 minutes left to the show, and I'm going to invite our next guest, our live musician, up. But while Wolf takes the stage, Wolf Schaefer, come on out. We'll get you plugged in. How do people get in touch with you if they would like more information about Earth Gym or
Sustainable Tahoe? Well, our websites are in transition, I guess. The Facebook page, the Earth Gym Facebook page, or Sustainable Tahoe. The other thing I do is I inspire stewardship for the water through hosting and guiding people in geotourism, activities that build destination stewardship. Protecting Brother Bear and our sister water.
Yeah, I have to say it was a beautiful sight to look out after the rain on a field of flowers and see Mr. Brown Bear there just scratching and all the people watching and wonder. So I also work with Sierra Watch with Tom Moores there, and he's greatly committed to helping to preserve the Sierra Nevada range and as much of the natural environment. And of course, there's a big struggle that's going on with Squaw Valley right now about some development. We won't get political, we're not going to get into that. But how do people contact you if they want to have a way to be in touch about your work?
My Facebook page again right now, it's Moonhair J. Chandler Designs.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
All right.
And I think we're getting Wolf plugged in here. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Golden Road Television Show. We come to you every Sunday night live from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, and also into now 9 counties: Calaveras County, Amador County, Truckee, Tahoe, Nevada County, Auburn, Placer County, Sacramento County. It's a huge audience we have there. Butte County, we broadcast out in Chico, and all the way up to Mount Shasta. And we're going to be adding a few more counties over the next few weeks. So we're saying this because we want people to be aware. Spread the word. This is our community independent media hub. And I want to thank Rory, who's working really hard there to help bring the live stream from Tahoe Truckee Community Television. Let's give him a nice round of applause. He does this every day. He brings a showcase and brings the camera out and brings a lot of great content to cable television. So we thank him for supporting us today, and also for helping to support the show and all the work that he does. So, how we doing?
Mikey, our guests are amazing. This show today is like a paradigm shifting show because of the content. Like we always, if you look at our content since we've been on, it's really deep situations. But today, a vortex like this is deep, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so while we're getting ready, I also want to thank our supporters. Right now we have several sponsors and underwriters. We want to thank New Dawn Gluten-Free Bakery in Auburn, who helps to sponsor this show. We also want to thank the General Gomez Gallery in Auburn, another beautiful gallery, community, and event space. Historic tobacco factory going back to the Mexican-American War. I also want to thank Forever Enlightened and all the people that help make this show possible. Too many to name, so we'll wait till the credits at the end. But how we doing?
We're ready.
All right. Put your hands together now for Wolf Schaefer.
Good evening, everybody. I just bought this guitar about a month ago.
and it's called the Gypsy King model. So I'm going to play a song by the Gypsy Kings to honor the guitar, but with my own little arrangements to make it a little more personal. It's called Un Amor. That means one love. Un amor vivido que llorando me decía un amor vivido que llorando y me decía las palabras de Dios llorando por ti. Ay, para vivir ya junto a ti, me enamoré ya de ti, ya sin tus besos yo no puedo vivir y separar. Ay, para vivir ya junto a ti, me enamoré ya de ti. Sin tus besos yo no puedo vivir y separado. Y recordar. Gracias, thank you. Okay, this song is by Violeta Parra, which probably nobody knows over here, but she's famous in South America and Chile. She was Pablo Neruda's wife or girlfriend, whatever, they had a thing going together. Pablo Neruda won the Nobel Prize in Poetry and Literature. She's a national hero in Latin America. She composed this song. It's called Gracias a la Vida. That means thanks to life that has given me so much. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la dicha, me ha dado el llanto con él las palabras que pienso y declaro, madre, amigo, hermano, y luz alumbrando la ruta del alma, de la que estoy amando. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el corazón que grita en su marco cuando miro el bueno tan lejos del malo, cuando miro el fondo de tus ojos claros. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la dicha, me ha dado el llanto, los dos materiales que forman mi canto y el canto de ustedes, que es mi propio canto. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me dio el corazón que agita en su marco cuando miro al fondo de tus ojos claros. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, gracias a la vida, gracias a la vida. Gracias. All right, they wanted me to play some flamenco, so here we go. It's a malagueña. There's several malagueñas, but it's the only one from Spain, which is named after the city of Malaga. Ask me to play one more. I'm thinking about it. Which one should it be? All right. How about a Brazilian song from Black Orpheus, Orfeo Negro? Manhã bonita, manhã é dia feliz que chegou, que não vai ter separando, pois há de haver dia, pois há de haver dia que virá. Das cores de meu violão, que só teu amor procurou, beirão só fala dos peixes que eu teji para te dar. Nos lábios teus canta meu coração, alegria voltando esta manhã de carnaval. Manhã está bonita, manhã de dia feliz que chegou, que não vai ter separado, pois há de haver dia, pois há de haver dia em que virá. Das cores do meu violão, que só teu amor procurou, beirás a fala dos beijos que eu teji para te dar. E nos lábios teus canta meu coração, alegria voltando desta manhã no teu carnaval. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great stage today.
Wolf Schaefer on guitar. Amazing.
In Western tradition, we should just bring on, how do you say it, Mikey?
The show just gets better and better.
Bring on the dancing girl. I mean, come on.
You know what I mean? Like, let's do this, man.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Follow the golden road. Follow the golden road. Follow, 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 follow the golden road. We're off to see the Golden Road TV show. You'll find it is a whiz of a show, if ever a show there was. It's arts and culture and history, environment, health, technology, and peace and justice, science, just because of the meaningful things it does. We're off to see the Golden Road TV show.